even seen you for a year.
Yes, you have.
Only because you stalk me outside my studio.
I don't stalk. I lurk. And when I'm not there, you look for me.
How do you know if you're not there?
Because I am there. Lurking from a distance.
Everybody, and welcome back to What the Hell Happened to Them. Julia Roberts carries us forth. I am your host, Patrick Skeyhill, and joining me on the line, of course, is not a grease fire, Joe Vekeman.
Not a grease fire.
Yep, that's what a not a grease fire would sound like, I think.
I agree with not being a grease fire.
And on the audio boards is Lev Van Rensselaer, reminding me to remind you that you can email the cast at whathappenedtothemcast@gmail.com. Joe, what movie are we doing this week?
The Closer, starring Keira Sedgwick.
Uh-oh, I think I watched the wrong thing then, Joe.
We're doing Closer.
Oh, phew. That one I think
I watched. The
Mike
Nichols movie.
Mike Nichols definitely has themes he likes to visit.
Oh, you think?
But we'll get into that in a bit. Before we do that, though, Joe, what's this movie about? Give us a plot synopsis.
Oh, another synopsis, you say. The relationships of two couples become complicated and deceitful when the man from one couple meets the woman of the other. That's not an accurate description of this movie.
I don't know how you would describe this movie. It's not super accurate. It does get the gist, but yeah, this is a tough movie to sell.
You said tough movie to sell. Budget. I just want to get this right out of the way because I just saw this and I was like, I gave myself a Danny DeVito and said, "Holy shitballs!"
All right, what's the budget?
Budget $27 million.
All right, that's
pretty good. That's good.
I'm happy for that.
Box office 115.
I have not heard of this movie at all.
How does that happen?
I'm surprised it was so successful considering it was a secret movie to me until 2 days ago.
Well, that's funny because I asked my mother to take me for my birthday to see this movie.
Why did you want to see this movie, Joe? At the age of 14.
I was 14.
What preview did you saw and you were like, aha, I need this in my life?
Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
Apparently, I wasn't in on the joke until the Oscars in 2005, when I believe it was Chris Rock that made the big joke about Jude Law being in every single movie for the last 6 months at the end of 2004.
Yeah,
but
he was busy.
I was a Jude Law fan. I saw all the Jude Law movies.
You were like, hey, Jude, don't make it bad.
Yep. I'm talking I Heart Huckabees. I'm talking Alfie, the Michael Caine remake.
Yeah, I remember that one. Road to Perdition?
I think that was 2 years before.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I'm talking his cameo in The Aviator. I'm talking his narration in A Series of Unfortunate Events. I'm talking Sky Captain and The World of Tomorrow. I saw all of them.
Let's talk about who's in this movie, right?
Yeah,
we do have a guy who hearts Huckabees. We have the girl who hearts Darth Vader.
Yeah.
And a guy who hearts a child of men.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What a stretch. You pulled it like you're like fabric, like pulling at it, and pulling at it, and pulling at it. You're like,
it's very taut, that last one, I agree. But yeah, the credits of this movie, that's like 5 actors.
Yeah.
It's kind of wild.
The cast, so yeah, the 4 top billed actors, and then the next one is taxi driver, Nick Hobbs. Customs officer, Colin Stinton. All right, that's the 6 cast list.
There you go. There they are. Let me say, I have a lot of mixed feelings about this movie, but one thing I am very certain of is I think this might be Julia Roberts' best performance we have seen so far.
Wow, hot take.
She is on fire in this movie. It is awesome. Yeah. Especially having just come back from Kirsten Dunst being so gigantic in Mona Lisa Smiles.
Uh-huh.
There's a lot of moments where Julia Roberts could have just been yelling and screaming.
Yep.
And she plays it so cool and close to the cuff and so unexpectedly. It's phenomenal.
My little brain in 2004, when I was trying to take in this movie.
Yeah, it's a lot to take in at 14.
Well, I guess I was 15 because it was my birthday.
Okay.
Was just like, what are all these words they're saying? Marriages? What's a marriage?
A lot of sexual acts being discussed I don't have context for.
It was crazy. I liked it, though. I was like, oh, this is fun. Sit next to my mom.
Yeah, and really the only problems I have with this movie, or there are a lot, especially in the beginning, there's a lot of moments where I'm like, this is feeling a lot like a play. I'm having some hard times directing around that.
Oh, you think this
I
is
wonder
like a
why
play?
they had the script like, and then sure enough, at the end they're like, based on the play by blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And I go, well, it's all making sense now. We've had a lot of movies based off plays where the whole movie feels like a play, and you're like, There's only really a handful of scenes here that feel like a play, and other than that, they do a pretty good job of having it just be a movie.
Yes.
It's really this unfortunate beginning, this big photo shoot scene.
Yeah.
It just seems to go on for 18 minutes.
Yeah, well, technically that's like the second scene because you have the meeting of...
Yeah, it's just in the opening sequence. The meeting where the song goes on forever and ever and ever, and it's like the most annoying song, and then they bring it back at the end.
I love that song.
I hate that song. Lev, don't put that in the episode.
That is
I don't want it in
definitely
the
gonna be
opening
the
or
song.
closing.
Yeah,
I don't want to hear it again.
I think it should just play like quietly underneath our whole conversation.
Yeah, no, God, it's so atrocious.
And you won't have to loop it because it'll be that long.
And it just kind of they're walking in slow motion forever.
Yeah.
And the song's not ending. And this is a horrible beginning.
This is probably how you felt about My Best Friend's Wedding. That song at the beginning, it's just like them, and then you like actually enjoy the movie after the song's over.
Yes, there's a lot. It's kind of crazy how many Julia Roberts movies we've watched where the first 10 minutes I'm like, I'm out. This is terrible. And then I'm brought right back in.
And she reels you in like a little...
Yeah, the other problem with that photography scene, and it carries over into a bunch of other ones, is like there's a lot of, because it's a play, we have to resort to a lot of soap opera blocking.
Oh, yeah.
Like, people are just moving around the set for no reason.
Yep.
Natalie Portman is mad at Julia Roberts because she knows Jude Law's in love with her, and she just, like, walks away to look at a window. She's like, I'm angry with you, and she walks away. Julia Roberts has to come close, and then she turns around and she goes, I'm crying, you have to take a photo now. Not always, but there's an unfortunate amount of those in some places. In the second half, Nichols does a pretty good job of kind of hiding a lot of those things, but sometimes I think he overcompensates for it being a play by moving the camera way too much. We have a scene where like we see a car pull up, and then we have to move all the way around the car to see them get out. That's it. That's the whole scene, is them leaving a car. I don't think you need that for this movie. I don't know why. Maybe you were like, I need to flex my camera muscles.
Listen to the tagline for this movie. Love is an accident waiting to happen. Desire is a stranger you think you know. Intimacy is a lie we tell ourselves. Truth is a game you play to win. If you believe in love at first sight, you never stop looking. That's one tagline.
I mean, that's not one tagline. You just put it on the poster at the same time, but you got 8 in there.
Well, yeah, but it's all scrambled into one. They didn't separate that.
No, that's the problem. Yeah. Because you don't know how to market this movie.
Yeah.
Hey,
exactly.
For adults, don't know how to be happy. The end.
Yep, $115 million.
And guess what? Only one of them figures it out by the end. We won't tell you which one, but buckle up.
Yeah, I think I can guess which one it's gonna be. Probably the youngest one because she seems to have it all figured out.
We don't want to give any spoilers here.
They probably have watched the movie.
Clive Owen to me is British John Krasinski.
Wow.
Do you think he looks like John Krasinski?
Not at all.
Yes, he does.
Not at all.
Yes, he does.
They look like opposite people.
No, they don't.
No, John Krasinski is conventionally handsome, and Clive Owen is a, like, niche kind of handsome.
Yeah, the British version of conventionally handsome.
I guess. But
John Krasinski.
John Krasinski is, like, all-around good American. Clive Owen is, like, the bastard who will stab you in the back.
Ouch.
No, that is the
Joe,
only
so
role
mean.
he has played since 2005.
The title sequence is terrible.
Okay.
Do you remember how the title was revealed to us?
Wait, hold on. Isn't it like RoboCop?
Yeah, a little bit.
RoboCop.
Yeah. Not only that, but like the names of the actors are still on the screen and they're flashing, and then Closer just sort of rolls by. And you're like, what? Like, it doesn't set up your movie at all.
Like Rocky.
It's hard to read.
No. Better yet, it's like Rocky with the font and the coloring. Dun 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 dun.
The first 10, 15 minutes of this movie are really bad.
Yep.
They're not good.
Yeah.
And she gets hit by it's a very smart way to do a low budget car crash where it all happens off screen, we don't see it, and then like we just come back.
That's what.
And like her legs like kind of fucked up, but not really.
Yeah.
Even though she just got hit by a car.
Uh-huh.
And it gets 4 stitches. That's all it needs from this car accident that knocks her out.
Excuse you. It was 2 stitches, and she should have gotten 3.
Yeah, that's right. Sorry.
Yeah, I remember.
But after that, like, it really does do a pretty good job. It only sort of slides back into play mode a little bit afterwards. The other quibble I have is I would like to know why Julia Roberts and Jude Law have fallen so head over heels. Because he, like, takes a photo with her, he says 3 things, and then he's like, I love you, and you've ruined my life. And I go, how did we get... And Julia Roberts is like, no. And I go, how did we get here?
Yeah,
None
she
of this
seems
makes
more
sense.
rational.
Some people might quibble and be like, well, but then she falls for him later. And I have less problem with that, because what I like about this film and its structure is that we have these sudden time jumps, and we have to kind of figure out when those are happening and how big those jumps are. That's fun. And apparently there's a lot that's going on in between where they're meeting up and he's stalking her or whatever, and she's falling for him there. Yeah. I'm okay with it happening off screen. Yeah. I don't have a problem with that. What's weird is that we see them meet, and immediately he's in love with her. And on one hand, that's interesting because it's basically what he did with Natalie Portman when he left the linguist Ruth, who I was very sad that it wasn't Julia Roberts was playing a linguist. I would have been so happy. So he's already dating a linguist. He has this meet cute with Natalie Portman, and then he falls for her, and they start dating. Yeah. So it's actually not surprising and kind of interesting that he would immediately do it again when he meets Julia Roberts. But I don't know. It was just so quick. Like, at least we have this whole aggressively long sequence with Natalie Portman at the beginning where I have to watch them look at each other. To quote Adam Sandler, you have this zing thing going on.
Oh, wow.
They have a zing.
Excuse me. You're not quoting Adam Sandler. You're quoting the Count.
The Count. Count Vlad? No, that's not his name.
Yeah, that's
Drac.
Right.
No, Vlad, I think, is his grandfather or his father or whatever.
Yeah, I don't remember.
It's been a while. We didn't have to see Hotel Transylvania 4.
It hasn't come out yet.
It did come out, didn't it?
No, they pushed it to January on Amazon Prime. What a great decision on their part.
Oh my God.
Also,
so
getting rid of Sandler, great decision on their part. Wow. So
like they're doing the stuff in the hospital. They walk around the city. There's a lot of setup for like why they might kind of fall for each other. And then you kind of skip that too. Like maybe they did take it slow, but he's just immediately head over heels. It really bugs me. Everything else I'm very okay with.
Did you miss the part where she lied to him the whole time?
I loved it.
Oh, it was so good.
Like I was actually, when she's in the strip club and she's like, my name's Jane. I'm like, is her name really Jane? Yeah. That'd be so cool.
Yep.
And then I forgot about it because another half of the movie happens.
Yep.
And then at the airport, she shows a passport. Her name is... And I'm like, what a coup.
Yeah.
I don't know how you do that in the play.
Yeah, no idea.
I don't think... It might be in the play. I don't think you do that very well, if it is.
No.
There's only really terrible ways of doing it. But in a movie, like, spot on. Boom. Loved it. Great. Awesome. There's a lot to like about this movie. Yeah. There's just some really aggressive front-loaded problems. And after that, it really sorts itself out.
Yeah, not bad. 100 minutes.
100 minutes. Doesn't feel long most of the time.
Yeah.
Joe, do you want to know how this movie's old?
No. Let me tell you how old this movie is.
Tell me how this movie's old.
AIM chat room.
Yes. Yep, you have sexy AIM chat rooms and gross, ugly internet window browsers. They were probably using those discs of free AOL you could find plentifully at a Walmart. You get like 80 free hours of AOL.
Do you think it's just irresponsible that that's what the doctor is doing?
It doesn't seem like he's on call, and also is a dermatologist, so...
Sure. Yeah.
whatever, I guess.
I always forget it's a dermatologist.
He's not a real doctor. Now we're gonna get a lot of angry emails now from dermatologists. No, I'm just playing, of course.
The office that he looks like he's in a hospital.
Yeah, so he is at a hospital working as a dermatologist for when those problems come up. He's not needed at the moment, so like,
they
fine,
should just
whatever.
said he was a fucking brain surgeon, though.
He's on it. I think there's like an element
so
though
much
of like
funnier.
no, but I don't think so. Like I think it's funny that he's a dermatologist because not a highbrow doctor.
Yeah.
And he's not a highbrow. He's just like dude with porn addiction, like early version of internet porn addiction, and like I think that's an interesting note for him too.
Here's a question though for you. What time is this all happening? Is it like 11 in the morning?
No, I don't think so. It looks
like
like
4
it was
in the afternoon.
It looks like it was later on after the photography shoot.
Yeah.
Like Jude Law immediately wanted to get revenge. But Joe, here's how else this movie's old. Strangers just expect other people to have cigarettes. They just assume, well, you've got to have a cigarette, right?
The ongoing bit is that each person is like, oh, I just quit. I can't.
Their romance is transferring these cancer sticks to each other. Taxi cabs exist.
Yep.
Cameras are shooting film.
Oh.
Pretty wild.
But that sounds great, though.
Chat rooms instead of dating apps. We've got those.
Oh, yeah.
Clive Owen talks about how this internet thing might be the future. Who knows?
Let me tell you something. This movie, 10 years later, sucks.
Yeah.
At least this is, like, charming.
Julia Roberts is like, the first great democratic medium. And I go, ooh, if only you knew where this is heading, Julia. That's not great. And people have to ask what time it is. What a terrible time to be alive.
Oh, yeah.
That you don't just automatically know at the look of your phone.
Yeah, there's like no one has even a flip phone. They're just living their lives vicariously
their
through
London life.
Yeah, like Big Ben.
Big old Ben. Julia Roberts once again playing a photographer. All Jude Law and Julia Roberts do to fall in love with each other is like they kind of offhandedly flirt about fish. We get like sexy fish flirting.
Yeah.
That doesn't seem like enough.
Yeah.
I would like a little more.
You want a little more?
What some really great international films have been doing the last 10 years is like they're actually skipping the big dramatic, like the moments you think have to be in a movie.
Yep.
Like Blue is the Warmest Color did a really good job of like skipping what we would count as pivotal relationship moments and still working. And so a lot of this movie is doing a good job of skipping those kinds of things. This moment, though, of Julia Roberts and Jude Law falling in love, they don't. And it's really weak. You probably have to. I bet there's a way around it, but I can understand why you might have thought you needed to stick here. You might have to still.
Yeah.
But I would like to skip this. Maybe something's already going on, or we see Jude Law kind of fall for her. Yeah. Or maybe I need a little more of him and Natalie Portman at the beginning already being in a relationship before I can like suddenly buy he's jumping, because I'm still thinking like, oh, are we back in time and this is the linguist?
I thought that first too. Yeah, I agree. But they needed their meet meh. Oh, you didn't get it. You don't like it because it was like a meet cute.
Uh-oh. Mech?
Meh.
Mech you?
Meh.
I want to talk about Julia Roberts' hair.
Long, beautiful hair, shining, gleaming, steaming, flaxen, waxen. Give me down to there, shoulder length or longer. Here, baby, there, mama, everywhere, daddy, hair.
Tell me.
What is her hair color?
It's bleached.
Okay, I couldn't tell. I was having
like
a hard time.
One, blonde.
I'm not a fan of the bleached hair, just on really in general.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure why it's so popular. Do you know why?
No.
We should have an expert. We should have a follicle expert.
It's very bad.
I don't know why people don't just like their hair.
Yeah.
Hair's nice. So Julia Roberts, your hair is pretty good. I just wish you didn't think you had to bleach it. But I don't know. They talk about the hair being blonde. Maybe like that's for the play.
What do you think of Jude's hair? It looks
just
great
looks like it
still.
usually does. No, right?
Well, recently it's receding.
Well, yeah. Now that he's a young pope, like I see it goes away.
But it looks great. It just looks.
Well, yeah, he's old. He's old now. He's not.
No,
he's not in his 20s anymore. His hair's gonna go away.
Wait, how old do you think Jude Law is in this?
Like 28.
I gotta look this up.
Uh-oh.
See. Ooh, I don't know.
Oh no.
You might be 2 for 2 today.
Jeez.
He's not 28.
How old
He's 32. Not that
I'm
much
not
older.
that far off. Get off my back, Joe.
But he's definitely not 28 in this.
Oh, he's not even definitely 32. They're not that off.
He's definitely still older than me, technically. I like the aquarium scene because it also, like, when I probably first watched this, I was a little confused because, like you said, I thought Julia was playing Ruth, the linguist, at the beginning. Like, I thought it was
that's unfortunate.
Or jumping around. And then I was like, how does Clive Owen know that that's Julia Roberts?
No, like, that's part of the fun of movies like this. Like, you have to actively participate in it.
Yep.
And this is another note filmmakers get a lot, at least in the Hollywood model, is like, we don't want them thinking because then they're out of your movie. And my Hollywood reaction to it is, oh, so you guys just don't make mystery movies anymore? Is that what's going on?
That's not true. Knives Out.
Okay, yes, exactly. That's my point. Is, so in those movies, it's okay for people to think and guess, like, who could the killer be? You play Clue, and it's fun. Murder on the Orient Express. Like, you do make murder mystery movies.
Yeah.
And by the way, people do like to guess what's happening in their movies, which is why you keep making movies where you tell them what's happening at any given moment so that they can feel smart. And also so they can look away to their phones to get some quick Instagram update and then come back and know exactly what's going on.
Oh, give me that hit.
So they're already disengaged when you're not challenging them. I don't know why challenging them is a problem. It makes them have to talk to your movie. And if they don't want to do that, they weren't in the mood to watch your movie that day. Maybe they'll never be in the mood, but they weren't that day at that time. So relax, everybody. I think it's better because now I have to pay attention. And I have to keep reevaluating. That's okay. I can still emotionally feel and think at the same time. I'm not a protozoan.
This film at the Oscars, a little infamously, only nominated the supporting roles of Natalie Portman and Clive Owen. They both got Best Acting nominations.
That's unfortunate to hear. Julia Roberts on fire in this movie.
Not
fantastic
nominated at all.
Which is even more crazy. The script is a play.
Yep.
So you write it, and you want your actors to yell and scream all the time so the people in the back can hear. And Julia Roberts is taking these lines, meant to be yelled, and is like bottling them inside.
Yep.
Like she's killed off a part of herself in that Clive Owen fight.
Oh, when she's like walking up the stairs, like kind of like hurriedly.
That's so easy for them to be yelling at each other there. So easy to do. I've seen a million terrible movies do that. There's only one moment in like that 10-minute scene.
She raises her
moment,
voice.
one line where she yells. And it's earned and deserved right at the very end. And it's powerful.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good acting, people.
Who would have known? Who could have thought she could have pulled it off?
But listen, there's some good, you were talking about the aquarium scene. Like there's some really nice directing going on there. There's this great thing where like Jude Law and Julia Roberts have just made out. He's going to go outside to get Natalie. And like his shirt's untucked. We're on his torso. And Julia Roberts is in the background. She's like, hey, you got to fix in your shirt. Here's what a regular movie would do. She says, hey, we rack to her so she can say her line. We rack back to him fixing the shirt. Here's what the movie decided to do. We're only going to hold on his torso. We're going to focus primarily on his torso in profile and watch him tuck his shirt in.
It's a good torso.
I love it. Genius. She's in the background out of focus. She's this passing thought in his mind. She's this influence that he's trying to have creep in. Wonderful. Then we have him later on in the mirror doing his like thing, and we have Natalie Portman in close-up, but she's in the mirror and behind him at a great distance, and he's next to her, front in the frame, but out of focus as we're seeing him shave and not even really looking at her. Not as difficult to conceive and has been done a few number of times, but still a very smart choice.
Oh, you think Mike Nichols is a good director?
I've heard a thing or two about that.
He just has that like infamous shot in The Graduate.
Yeah, I hear that's a pretty well directed movie. I have to check that one out. I hear good things. Some weaker parts, like when I have to watch this internet chat room scene.
It's a little rough now.
I'm just looking at screens. You get some reaction shots of them, and those are fun. I would like looking at the text less. Yeah. I don't know how you do that in a play.
Have you seen Personal Shopper?
I did see that one.
I think they did that very well. Looking like the reading text message. Yeah.
Yes. Movies can do text well. Ghost text, if you will. Spooky ghost texts.
That's such a good movie.
Yes, well, who'd have thought? Kristen Stewart, good actress.
Olivia
Crazy.
Sayers.
Kristen Stewart got to play, what's her name's daughter? Julianne Moore's daughter.
Yep.
She should play Julia Roberts' daughter.
Yeah, she's also Jodie Foster's daughter, and one of the best casting choices ever.
What movie's that?
Panic Room?
Oh, yes.
No,
Panic Room.
that movie is, for that casting choice alone, it's brilliant. It's a brilliant B movie David Fincher did between...
B movie, very good term for it. I agree.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But he set out to make a B, like a Hitchcock B movie.
When Jude Law brings Natalie Portman to the big photo gallery opening,
Yep.
There's like the main one that's by the stairs. Is that Albert from Twin Peaks? It looks so much like him.
I don't know.
Did you not see it? And we're like, oh my God, Albert.
I don't think I saw it, but that's great that you found that.
It's
I hope
so
it's true.
there.
For your sake.
For as good as a lot of shots are, there are some, like when he's moving the camera, I go, I don't know if you need to do that. There's also Clive Owen after Julia Roberts leaves him for Jude Law going down the stairs to the strip club. And he's in the stairwell that's encased in mirrors. And we have this kind of like Citizen Kane-like shot. I don't know if that's working there.
Yeah, take a look at yourself.
Yeah, like I don't know if it's conveying what you want it to convey. I also don't know what you want it to convey, but it's not whatever you think it is. Like the movie's not about that. The movie's about people working hard to be happy, and they're bad at it.
Very bad.
They're so bad.
It seems like they're determined to be miserable.
It's very impressive. And the movie doesn't over-explain this, which is also impressive for a play. That's why these gaps are so important. We have to fill a lot of things in and be like, why is she back with Clive Owen?
Yeah.
And we're not mad about it. I also believe it. Why does Natalie Portman immediately get back with Jude Law? Why is Jude Law so... Once he finds out she slept with Clive Owen, like, shuts down the whole relationship?
Well, he walks out of the hotel to go get a cigarette even after she quit, and then he starts smoking again. So it's just like... And he sees the rose by the other hotel room. He picks it up. He walks back, and it's already too late.
Yeah, exactly. And we'll go, why is it too late? We have to kind of grapple with these things and figure out who these people are, but none of it feels unbelievable other than Jude Law immediately falling for Julia Roberts in that one moment. I'm really into it.
Do you know what the director was like?
What?
Who wouldn't?
Yeah. What can you blame him? No, that's exciting. It's this constant mystery. It's what made Full Frontal so good, is like we have to kind of keep revisiting it to learn more and more about these people, because there isn't like one easy definitive answer.
Yeah.
Like people are complicated. And you have these really like heartbreaking lines as these breakup scenes are happening. Natalie Portman's like, why isn't love enough? You love me, I love you. Why isn't love enough?
So good.
And there's no good answer to that. And Clive Owen is like, you slept with Jude Law, but we're happy.
Yeah.
They actually might be, but like that wasn't enough.
Yeah.
Like that's what's so wild about all this.
I think it's Jude Law not actually fulfilling the duties of being an adult in love.
Yeah.
He's kind of like a child.
Clive Owen clearly does have this, like, it's all the signs of a porn addiction, but, like, it's barely, outside of that chat room, like, you'd never really know. There's, like, Julia Roberts is like, well, you fuck me like a whore. Like, you get little hints like that. It's not really in your face. It's just, like, this background note that Clive Owen could take good advantage of, and that gives a breath of honesty to his performance. What separates him from Jude Law and their approach to women, and also why they need them, and why the women need the men. Like, it's... And Julia Roberts is there back with Clive Owen at the end in like her final shot. She doesn't look that happy.
No, a little reluctant.
This is what it is. You have so many now thoughts about like, well, why? Like, was it Jude Law? Was it the guilt of Clive? Like, and then like both the men talk about how she likes a guilty fuck. It's just such a great character note.
Yeah.
There's so much to parse here. I'm really enjoying this movie outside of a few hiccups.
Yeah.
At the ending, though, just like the beginning, aggressively long, or I have to watch Natalie Portman now.
I mean, at that point, you
in
just
slow motion, and watch 80 dudes leer at her as she walks by them.
Yeah.
And I gotta hear that stupid song again.
How many wigs do you think she had?
So that's another great thing about her character in this Jane reveal at the end. The whole movie she's wearing wigs. And the wig changes every year. She's a woman finding herself. She's like 19 or whatever. She doesn't know who she wants to be. She doesn't know what she wants to take out of life. She ran to Europe to escape. And then she comes back. She says, I am Jane. She's got her own hair on. And she's walking alone through New York. where she ran away from. Awesome. She's come back to face her. She wants to go and find a way to be happy. Everybody else is just stuck. Awesome.
She had a shaved head because she did the movie V for Vendetta.
Oh, you are suggesting that the wigs were for a practical reason.
Well, kind of.
I feel like that's something, though, that's written into the play, is my guess.
Yeah.
It just kind of worked out.
Yeah, everything
She's
worked
like,
out.
I want to do this other movie. Can I shave my head? And they're like, yeah.
Yeah, go
Actually,
for it.
that works perfectly fine for us.
Yeah. Oh, you shot that movie like a year and a half ago and your hair's still kind of growing back? That's fine. it's a nice
It's crazy that they had to, for your movie entirely set in London that's only $27 million, you had to also have a whole second crew to do your one shot in New York.
Yep.
Like, if I'm a producer, I'm like, can we not do this? But as the writer and director, I'm like, you need that. I think you need that shot. As much as I would love to save money, you need to do that shot in New York.
Have you seen Vanilla Sky?
Yeah, that's the Tom Cruise one, right? Yeah.
Do you know the shot at the beginning of the movie where New York Times Square is completely empty? Do you know how expensive that shot
I know.
was?
Exactly.
Can you imagine?
Exactly.
Cameron Crowe, right after he bombed with Almost Famous. That was a big bomb. Immediately makes that movie.
Cameron Crowe seems to have a very particular style. Vanilla Sky is not it.
Yeah, but he had the biggest movie star in the world after his huge 1999 year.
No, it certainly helps. It just is kind of funky he would want to do that movie.
Yeah.
Let's take a break because our man on the street, Paul Geremini, has some updates for us.
On the street, I think there's something stuck on my feet. Life is great. I feel great. I could eat a whole pound of ham. Hello, Mr. Sidewalk.
He sends us a report from menshealth.com
Okay.
about Dwayne Johnson.
Oh, God.
We got a lot here.
Haunts us.
We obviously knew about his energy drink, Zod. Zod.
Michael Shannon.
Michael Shannon. He also has a tequila, I guess.
Yes, of course.
And now he has this dumb ice cream. Have you seen the ice cream? He's got 3 flavors of ice cream.
I think
Why does he go by the name
this.
Dwanta Claus? That is not catchy.
No, that's terrible.
It's bad. That's not great. Anyway, basically his article talks about The Rock's diet, and I want to get into it because it's insane, but it opens up. The Mummy Returns was such a hit that Johnson later starred in his own spin-off movie, 2002, The Scorpion King, and set the Guinness World Record for highest salary for a first-time leading man at $5.5 million. Why'd you have to pay him that much? Here are the movies that the magazine deems we would, of course, know The Rock from. Action movies such as G.I. Joe Retaliation and Hercules.
Oof. That's the ones?
He's a bona fide comedic actor based on Jumanji and Central Intelligence.
Oof.
He owns the XFL and he has 5 other food items that he makes. Mr. Geremini was worried. He's like, this feels like a Trump level of branding. Is this befitting for a future presidential candidate? Anyway, here's what he eats. He eats 6,000 to 8,000 calories a day.
He's gotta be a big boy.
5 to 7 meals a day.
Yep.
Here's what he has for breakfast.
Tell me.
A bowl of cream of rice or oatmeal with buffalo. Joe.
Wait,
Buffalo.
he's eating an endangered species.
He's eating. It's just. I'm like, does he mean buffalo wings? Buffalo sauce? No, he's eating buffalo with eggs.
That is a war criminal right there.
Buffalo. Here's his second breakfast. Second breakfast, Joe. He has a workout.
Second breakfast. He's a hobbit.
He has a bowl of rice.
Yes.
And chicken. Rice and chicken for second breakfast.
That should just be your first meal or second meal or whatever. There
You ready
go.
for lunch?
No.
More rice.
I'm full. Oh,
chicken
God.
or buffalo. Buffalo again.
Buffalo.
And some greens.
Are buffalo not an endangered species?
No, maybe that's bison.
Ah, okay.
I don't know.
Now
He's
I'm
eating
the
buffalo
fool.
a lot. Then for dinner, he has 2 of them, and they're basically the same as lunch. Chicken, buffalo, rice, greens. And then at the end of the day, he'll have a big casein protein powder or carbs or green or whatever.
Jesus
68,000
Christ.
calories a day.
Where's the candy bars?
Well, he does have some cheat meals.
Oh, okay.
Can we talk about, this is kind of wild.
18 pancakes.
Yeah, he's got a lot of banana, coconut lemon pancakes and stuff. I have a wild statistic here for us. Do you know The Rock has the 5th largest following on Instagram, which is where he's posting a lot of his dieting information. Here is who has more than him. Instagram, which I guess, I don't know why you'd want to follow it, but okay.
Wait. The company of Instagram has the most. They must have just a program that automatically, like as soon as you create
it's just like that guy on MySpace. It's like that.
Tom, you could have Tom as best friend.
Yeah, you have to have Tom as your MySpace guy.
He's my top 8, of course.
All right, and then 3 other people I've never heard of. All right, maybe you know who these people are.
Okay.
Lionel Messi.
Nope.
Yeah. Cristiano Ronaldo.
Nope.
Yeah. Kylie Jenner. Who are these people?
Well, the Jenner is in family with the Kardashians, right?
Oh, like Bruce Jenner. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I probably should have known that one. I'm really worried I'm going to get some angry emails. Like, you don't know who Messi and Ronaldo are? I don't know if they're big singers or something. I feel like that's coming my path.
That's my take. Not for me.
That's our man on the street update there.
Wow,
from
thank you.
Mr. Paul Jeremini. Thanks for keeping us low to the ground and on the scoop. All right, any last looks you have on this movie? Closer.
She deserved a nomination.
I can't believe they probably all did, quite frankly.
Yeah, Jude needs some respect.
Jude gets some respect.
Yeah, give his, it's fucking Chris Rock. That's who we have to blame for this.
No.
No, do you think it's Sean
already
Penn
decided by
defending
then?
him? Do you remember this? Do you remember this
No.
Oscars? I remember it vividly.
This is the Mystic River Oscars?
The year after, where he
Okay.
won his Best Actor. So, those Oscars. So, our Best Actors. Jamie Foxx wins for Ray Charles. As Ray Charles.
Yeah, that was going to be a hard one to beat.
Yep.
Whether or not it was better, I don't know. I'd have to watch them both next to each other, but that just screams, pick me.
Okay, I remember seeing you at the Hoyts Cinema in Bellingham at that time.
Was I going to see Ray?
I believe you were going to see $1 Million Baby because I was going to see Hotel Rwanda.
No, I saw $1 Million Baby with you.
Okay, so then it was... we were, like, exchanging. Like, we were, like...
We were 2 ships passing in the night.
Yes. Because maybe we were... Like, maybe we'd already seen that, and then you were going to see something else, and I was going to see something else. But we were
Could
on there
be.
with different... Don Cheadle, Hotel Rwanda. Johnny Depp, Finding Neverland. Really?
Yeah, that one. That
Really?
feels like the weak link so far.
Put Jude Law in there. Leonardo DiCaprio is for The Aviator.
Yeah, it's a tough one to beat, too.
Clint Eastwood, $1 Million Baby.
Yep, also tricky.
And Best Actress, Hilary Swank, $1 Million Baby. Annette Bening, Being Julia. Catalina Sandino Moreno for Maria Full of Grace. I have not seen that, but I know what that cover looks like because I was
these
at home
movies
video.
I know surprisingly less.
Imelda Staunton for Bear Drake. And Kate Winslet for Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Oh, interesting.
That is a great
I think you
nomination.
can fit Julia and Jude in both of those.
Easily. Get rid of Johnny
I don't know
Depp.
why Johnny... Yeah, I have no idea why Johnny Depp's in there.
Terrible.
Some of the other people might have worse performances than Johnny Depp, but with Oscars and their stupid legacy things,
Yeah.
I get why they're in there. Johnny Depp, no. For that movie, ugh.
Supporting actor that year, Morgan Freeman wins for $1 Million Baby.
Yeah, this would be a tough one. Mm-hmm.
Listen to this, though, because this is great. We
Okay.
saw all of these. Alan Alda in The Aviator. Alan Alda. He's got like 2 scenes in that.
Yeah, it's just like a Little Miss Sunshine, you know?
Yeah. Thomas Hayden Church in Sideways.
Yeah, that was a big movie.
Yeah. He's borderline lead, though. He's like co-lead.
Yeah.
I know it's Giamatti's movie, but...
Yeah.
Jamie Foxx for Collateral. And if you remember, I brought it up way back when in our Sandler podcast. That was supposed to be Sandler.
I know. It's
Can
wild
you
to think about.
imagine?
I know. What a world.
Oh, do you think we still get Uncut Gems?
Yeah, let's not mess with the fabric of time. Let's just leave it all alone.
10 years of Uncut
Gems about to be on the Criterion Collection.
Already on the Criterion
Oh,
Collection.
really?
Baby.
Oh, man, that was
own it.
fast. That was quick.
Yeah, and then Clive Owen. Best Supporting Actress that year, I'll go for Kate Blanchett wins for The Aviator, playing Katharine Hepburn, where she would just continually play Katharine Hepburn for the rest of her career. I love
Jasmine.
Kate Blanchett.
Yeah.
Laura Linney for Kinsey.
Oh.
Virginia Madsen for Sideways.
Yeah.
Sophie Okonedo for Hotel Rwanda. and Natalie Portman.
Whoa. So Paul Giamatti was not nominated for Sideways?
No, because he would have been in Best Actor, and the competition was apparently too stiff because Johnny Depp was in Finding Neverland.
That's insane.
That's so fucking
You couldn't
insane.
slip Paul Giamatti in there?
Oh
You're
my god,
nuts.
did you know that Finding Neverland, back when it was only 5 nominations, was nominated for Best Picture?
Yeah, I remember that, because I remember thinking that movie was fucking boring. I saw that the Zoetrope. That was a boring, dumb movie.
Ooh, these nominations are
People are just fascinated with this Peter Pan story, and I have no idea why. It's got to end.
Best Picture nominees that year. Winner, $1 Million Baby, The Aviator, Finding Neverland, Ray, a terrible movie.
Yeah.
It has a good performance from Jamie Foxx, but it is a terrible movie.
It's every music biopic ever.
Yes.
Good to go.
Sideways.
Weird year.
Yeah, and then
Weird
Clint
year.
Eastwood wins Best Director. Oh my god, Taylor Hackford was nominated for Best Director. That's insane.
Weird year.
Mike Nichols should have been nominated. Come on.
And he's got a harder script to work with.
What a year. This shit would never fly anymore.
Yes, it definitely would. Oh my god,
You
the
think
Oscars
Taylor
are so...
Hackford still gets nominated for Best Director?
I think Oscars are so bad at picking their categories. They're so laughably bad. I almost feel they do it on purpose.
No, they're getting a little more creative because remember that year that they had the Cold War director randomly sneak in there?
Yeah, every couple of years they'll throw somebody a bone to get us off their backs. They're like, here's Moonlight. There you go. Now shut up, everybody, because now it's Green Book. And you're like, no, you assholes.
Yeah, also, let's not give the director to Barry Jenkins. Let's give it to, 27-year-old fucking Damien Chazelle.
Yeah, that was how they split the difference. They're like, we really want La La Land to win everything, but we're going to get yelled at if Moonlight wins nothing.
Yeah, no, kind of a bad decision. They should have just given it to Moonlight that year.
I think Moonlight was better directed.
Yes. Over La La Land? Yes.
Was.
Yes.
It's
Let Chazelle do his Babylon Hollywood movie he's doing this year, coming up.
About the city of Babylon?
I don't know. It's another fucking musical. The guy can't
Oh,
fucking
God, I
get away
hope
from
not, then.
musicals. Do you know who it stars, though? Famous singers Brad Pitt.
Well, yes.
And
notable
Margot
for as many
Robbie,
musical
yeah.
roles.
Right?
Margot Robbie. Oh, yeah. This is as Hollywood as you can get.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I don't want that in my life, so I will avoid it. Well, my last looks, Joe R.
Yeah, what's your last look?
Of course she would take this role. It's a juicy role. With
Yes,
a
of
prestige
course.
director. Not paying you as much, but you just cashed in that big Mona Lisa Smiles check. So you're fine there. You can take a little off for this one. Get to be in London for a bit. Hang out with other great actors and act off each other. Sadly, Julia Roberts and Natalie Portman really only have the one conversation, and it is about Jude Law, so this movie fails the Bechdel test. It was going to be tough in a movie about 4 people and their various intermingled relationships.
Yes.
So I'm not overly surprised. So it totally makes sense you picked this role. I think this is a great role for all the Oscar chasing it seems like she did early on in the career. Mm-hmm. These have been some great choices, these last 2 films. Looks like neither panned out, which is ridiculous. I just feel like in her 30s, she's made much, much, much better choices than she did when she was in her 20s.
Yeah. Well, she's got her Oscar, so she can kind of spread her wings now.
But these are movies that should be nominated for Oscars. These are really good performances and really good movies she's giving out, and just nobody's paying attention, or they're just Julia Roberts, she does Runaway Bride, and you're like, it's not fair to her. These are good. She's picked really good roles. I'm impressed. I would not have guessed this at the beginning of this. What role she would want to do? I'm very happy that this is where she wants to go.
Well, I mean, I knew this was coming down the line, but yeah, great movie.
I did not. Very, very impressed. I'm happy she's doing movies like these. A lot of actors of her caliber in the Hollywood regality don't need to take these roles. They're not interested in taking these roles. They don't do them well if they do take these roles. Mm-hmm. You're very good at this, Julia Roberts. Very, very good.
Very good.
All right, Joe, I think we can wrap up there. I'd like to thank Lev Van Rensselaer for minding those audio boards and keeping the sound so slippery smooth. I'd like to, of course, thank Joe Vekeman, just as a reminder, not a grease fire.
Nope.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Not even close to a grease fire.
Oh, thank you.
And I'm your host, Patrick Scale. You can find my features, documentaries, short films, video essays, animations, behind-the-scenes footage, and so much more at QuixoticUnited.com, and now all of our audio-related materials at our sister YouTube station, Quixotic Harmonics. Thank you all for listening. Joe, say goodnight.
Good night.
Sounds like you're watching a lot of Christmas movies these days. Is that right?
Yeah, why? I mean, I've been watching them since November 1st.
Why, that seems too early.
Nope, that sounds
That's a little
like
too early.
Perfect timing.
When did you start listening to the Christmas music?
November 1st.
Too early. Joe, what are you doing here?
I started, my letterbox is already my favorite Christmas movies, December 1st.
Penciled it up.
Yeah, I definitely did. What was the first Christmas movie I watched this year? Let's see. I'll tell you. All right. Okay, so I waited till November 7th.
Okay.
I watched 2004's, the first time watch for me, Christmas with the Cranks.
I was afraid you were going to say that.
A Tim Allen, Jamie Lee Curtis special.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't hate it. I thought it was pretty good.
Okay. I do not like many Christmas movies. They're usually very bad.
Yeah, I know. You don't like anything.
I like many things. Christmas movies are tough to get right.
You're a Christmas Scrooge. What are you talking about?
No. And by the way, you're working on Christmas Day, Joe. We have a podcast to record then.
Oh. Wait, on a Saturday?
Yes. I expect to see you in at 6 a.m.
So yeah, I watched Christmas with the Cranks. I watched a little short with Ellie and Tanya called Prep and Landing Stocking Stuffer Operation Secret Santa. They're so
I have not heard of that at all.
It's on Disney Plus. It's like 7 minutes long. Then I watched Home Alone. I followed it up with Home Alone 2. Not a good movie.
Joe, it is a good movie because it's the same movie.
No, it's bad.
It's the same
you wanna
movie.
You want to know what's different about Home Alone 2? Half hour longer. Not a good decision.
Those are movies you have to watch like a week apart. You can't do them back to back. That was your mistake.
I hadn't watched Home Alone 2 in like 10 years, so it had been a while. I followed that up with Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas. Not what I thought it was, so I didn't really...
Don't know what that... Oh, Mickey Mouse, you mean?
Yeah, but it wasn't like... It was just like 3 collected shorts, and I thought I had seen it before, and I was like...
Oh, so Thrice Upon a Christmas.
Yeah.
Multiple Christmas in there.
That's what it should have been, the third one, but they never did it because in 2002, I believe they did Twice Upon a Christmas.
Ugh, that sounds annoying.
Yeah, and it's all CGI instead of like hand-drawn, and I'm like, no!
Yeah, why are they doing that now? What's up?
Terrible.
Like Rugrats came back.
Yeah, terrible.
And they were like, we're going to do Rugrats again. People grew up, they love Rugrats, but we're not going to have it look at all like the Rugrats you remember. We're going to make it creepy and CG because kids don't like 2D anymore. And I'm like, wait, why?
Awful. That
why don't they like 2D?
Whole like thing around Rugrats.
Stupid.
I followed that up with Ernest Saves Christmas, now on Disney Plus. Then I watched Home Sweet Home Alone, the new Home Alone on Disney Plus. Terrible fucking movie. I want that thing to die in a fire. Then I watched Jingle All the Way. Never saw it before. It's fine.
I'm pro
good.
Jingle All the Way.
Oh, wow. That's the one you stand on.
Not aggressively pro, but I think a lot of people go, that movie sucks. And I go, nah, it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's fine.
It's aggressively fine, though. Then I watched one of my faves, Tim Allen and the Santa Claus. Ho, ho, ho.
No.
One of the best movies ever made.
Wow.
Definitely in my top 50 of all time.
Ugh, gross.
It's like number 50. Leave it alone.
Jack Frost make it into your Christmas rotation?
Are you saying the Michael Keaton Jack Frost?
Yes, but don't also forget the movie about the serial killer snowman, Jack Frost.
Oh, no, I've never seen it.
Starring the woman from American Pie.
Wow. Never heard of it, never seen it. Then I watched a Disney Channel original movie called The Ultimate Christmas Present from My Childhood. Nice movie, not very good, but it's nostalgia for me. Then I watched a horrible, offensive Christmas movie called Deck the Halls with Matthew Broderick and Danny DeVito, where...
Is this the one where we've talked about this one?
They have like a light fest.
Yeah,
like,
the Christmas decoration competition. Something.
It's just really Danny DeVito trying to be seen from space, so he wants to have the most lights on his house, and that's where Matthew Broderick's like, I draw the line. He's like, Danny DeVito's like, let's be friends, and he's like, no, and he's like, my house is bright, and I'm like, that's the whole movie, and I'm like, this is bad.
Well, I bet at the end they do become friends.
Oh, of course they do.
Well, how could you forget the most famous Christmas movie, Jumanji 2?
Fuck. No. And then I watched a Thanksgiving movie in between my Christmas stuff called Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. A fun
That one's
movie.
pretty good. Yeah, that one's all right.
Then I watched 2016's a new Christmas classic called Better Watch Out. Have you seen this?
I have not heard of this movie at all.
It's a little tiny, like, Christmas indie, just, like, with, like, up-and-coming actors. Don't think you've heard of any of them, but that's fine. But the parents are played by Virginia Madsen and Patrick Warburton.
Maybe I have heard of this movie.
It's deranged. It's like a horror movie, and it's fun. It's like a fun horror movie.
Just don't know how I've heard of it, but that doesn't sound unfamiliar.
Definitely seek it out. It's like 90 minutes. It's good. Not even. It's 89 minutes. So add those
true
credits.
indie time.
Yeah. Really good. Check that one out. Then Silent Partner. Have you heard of that one? That's
Nope.
like barely a Christmas movie. It's like Christmas adjacent. Elliot Gould, Christopher Plummer, Call Me Claus. Oh, Whoopi. I sent you that one. Whoopi Goldberg. Yeah. TNT movie. The Ice Harvest. Have you heard of that one?
No.
John Cusack. And
Gross.
Same fucking... Oh, wait. It's not the same year. Oh, my God. I thought it was the same year. It's, like, very close for Billy Bob Thornton to do two Christmas movies, Bad Santa and this one together. So, you know.
He's just got the holiday spirit in him.
Yeah, that looks like the last one I've seen. And, but I'm holding off on the big ones, you know.
Until you were getting into December, that was your goal?
Yeah, like, then I'm gonna start watching, like, the Rankin Bass and, like, the old Hollywood ones, like
All right.
Bishop's Wife and It's a Wonderful Life. I have my bridal ticket for. Yeah, I'm excited. A Christmas Story, I'm seeing that on Saturday, I believe.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think his life was that wonderful. He didn't even have an iPhone.
Bad
What's the fucking point?
Bad take. They're gonna call you Bad Take Pat after that one.
He never got to watch Frasier.
Hey baby, I hear the blues are calling, tossed salads and scrambled eggs.
Like, what a terrible life he must have lived.
Wow, no.
It's such a life of wasted potential. If he had just been able to live 80 more years, his life would have gotten much better.
I know you're joking, but I don't like it. That's top 5 of, like, all time for me. You're like, how could you? And I'm like, you're a cynical bastard.
Well, maybe we'll do a little, when we get closer to Christmas here, we'll do a little ranking.
Oh!
Because I now want to think about what holiday movies I like.
Yeah, what do you like?
I know. I've got to figure that out.
That's what the audience wants to know. What do you like?
No, they don't want to know. But if they do, you can send me emails at whathappenedtothemcast@gmail.com. I think we'll go into the episode and do the plug for real.
Oh, okay.
Okay.